Alright, so getting ready for the big trip in May. Well, this is May. It's actually next week that we're going. This is Saturday. We're leaving out of here Thursday morning. This afternoon, I thought I'd show you all a oil change video. We're going to do some prep work here on the Bandit. We're going to change the oil. It takes 3.7 quarts with a filter change. Really easy to change on this. Let me show you the kit. This comes with 4 quarts of oil, a filter, and any new, they call them gaskets, but it's really crush washers for the drain plug. Drain plug is located on this side, right under here. It's right there. Filter's right there. The manual says to put it up on the center stand first. Also, it says to warm the engine up a little bit so that the oil flows pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and unbox this kit. Got a new filter. 4 bottles of X-Star. This is semi-synthetic 10 weight 40, which is what the manual suggests. And here's your O-rings. It comes with 2 crush washers. I don't really know why. I'm assuming it's because this kit is for all of these models. They all use the same oil filter. They all use the same oil. I'm going to guess that some of these use the other crush washer and all that. I've got a K&M filter on there right now. This is, we're going to go back to just an OEM filter. Not for any particular reason. The K&M filters, they have had some issues, but not necessarily this model of filter. It's been on some other filters, on some of the Super Sports. I've had a problem with K&Ms, pretty much just letting go on the track. I like the K&M filters. This one has worked just fine. But I'm going back with OEM this time just because that's what came with the kit. Otherwise, I'd be going with the K&M again. Let's see what kind of wrenches we're going to need. So, it's a 17mm socket for the drain plug. I don't know what the filter is. I can't even get a socket on there. I'm going to have to grab my wrenches. Alright, it's a 17mm wrench too. Header's hot by the way. I'm going to say that's close enough for government work. Let's go ahead and take off that drain plug. This oil isn't that old, but that trip I'm going on is about 3,000 miles on its own, so I'm going to go ahead and preemptively change the oil here before it actually needs it. And while that's draining, I'm going to go ahead and go clean my hands off. Alright. I put a little bit of aluminum foil by the underneath the filter there to try to catch some of this oil and direct it into the pan, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. I think that's just wishful thinking. That's so much easier than anything else. Look at that. I got the oil filter. Got some oil loose. We're just gonna let that drain. We're just gonna let that drain. The gasket that fits the drain plug is actually this one right here, part number 09168140004. The other one is too small, so I'm assuming that one is for some other model that this kit is supposed to cover. It's too small to, I thought maybe it was a gasket for inside the filter or something, but it didn't fit anywhere in there either. So here's your drain plug. I'm going to go ahead and put the new crush washer on there. It's got a magnet in there. Clean that out. And we've been draining for a little bit now. That header is still really hot. I've burned myself on it, so y'all be careful. And really, with these headers being too hot, you really can't get the filter out anyway. Filter has to come out this way, and you've really got to push this hose out of the way to get it out. Alright, so I got the filter off. We'll see if I can get it out without burning myself pretty good. Go. Spilled a little bit of oil, but that's okay. I'm actually pretty happy with that. This is when I just lay here and think about the world and the pain. Just put a little bit in there and roll it around so it can get in the pleats. Because like I said, I'm not going to even try to just fill this thing up. About all I'm going to do just to get it a little bit. Just to get a little bit of oil in there. Anytime I'm not messing with an oil bottle, like I'm not pouring it in or I'm not doing anything, I always put the cap back on. Nothing is worse than pouring about a half bottle in and setting it off to the side and then knocking it over and losing a half bottle of oil, especially if it's some kind of special oil that a bike needs. I had a KTM one time that had to have just a certain brand. It had to have Motor X whatever in that thing, and I dropped the bike doesn't hold much oil anyway, but I was trying to change oil in it and knocked the bottle over and spilled oil all in my garage, and pretty much had to wait until Tuesday. That was like a Friday night. I pretty much had to wait until Tuesday to go put more oil in it, because that was when the dealership opened up again. Because you couldn't get that kind of oil at Walmart. You couldn't get it at Cycle Gear. You couldn't get it anywhere except the damn dealership. It's one reason I kind of didn't like that bike. All right. You know what I didn't do? Damn it, I didn't put oil on the O-ring. I better do that. Damn it. Thought I was so slick getting this in here without burning myself or anything. Giving y'all pointers on oil changes, and here I am forgetting to do the still pretty important. Also, I should probably clean around me. Okay, now let's do it. I'm not one to think that it has to just be, you know, super tight. I know some guys that will just put a filter wrench on there and just torque on it. I don't really do that. That's good enough for me. So I got the drain plug here with the new crush washer. It's still dripping a little bit. I think I'm gonna wait just a hair. I'm gonna wait just a hair longer on that. Okay, so we're down to just a drop every few seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little rag, clean this up one more time. And we're gonna take our drain plug, put it back in. Okay, a lot of bikes. Here's where we're going to fill it up. Alright, a lot of bikes, when you do an oil change, it's like 3 quarts or it's 4 quarts. If you're doing a filter, the Bandit is like 3.7 quarts, which is really weird. So what I'm actually going to put, I'm only going to put like 3.5 in there. And then I'm going to take it off the center stand and check the oil according to the manual. And to check the oil according to the manual, I believe you run the motor, you put it on the side stand, not the center stand. Put it on the side stand, let it run, I think for 3 minutes, and then turn it off, wait 3 minutes, and then you stand it up. You don't put it on the center stand, but you just kind of stand it up and look at the sight glass down here. That's kind of hard to do, actually. A lot of times I'll just call my wife out here for just a second to hold it steady. You could also maybe put a block of wood under the kickstand to get you pretty close. But let's go ahead and at least get our 3.5 in there. This is the bottle that I already had open to put a little bit into the oil filter. And if you do that, you go ahead and take what's in the filter out of your calculations for what you're putting in up here, because that's all, whatever you put into the oil filter is part of the whole system, so that's part of the 3.7 quarts you're putting in. That probably needlessly confused you. So there's one. There's two. I really do like this oil change kit. I know that Suzuki aren't the only people who do this, but I liked it. I was worried that my local Suzuki place would have what I was looking for, simply because they're a podunk dealership. The one in Little Rock is much nicer. With one where I'm at, they might break out some oil that's been on the shelf for 10 or 20 years. I don't guess that would make a difference, but still, they also would probably try to give me 20 weight 50 because they're weirdos like that. That's just the kind of stuff they do. I've got all kinds of stories of weird shit that they've given me, telling me that is the correct, fluid or part for my bike. When you get home and you get to looking at it, obviously it's not. And they get extremely pissed if you ever try to return stuff too, even when it's their fault that you got the wrong stuff. I really don't like that dealership. Okay, here's number 3. Okay, so we've got 3 quarts in there, The Bandit calls for 3.7. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put half of this in there. A quart is 32 ounces. So I'm going to pour until it gets to 16. That'll be 3.5. And then what I'm going to do, that would be close enough to run it. And then the way that the manual says to check the oil is take it off the center stand, put it on the side stand. I think you're supposed to run it for 3 minutes, then kill it, let it sit there for 3 minutes, stand it up off the side stand, but still you're not on the center stand. You just pick it up off the side stand and then look at the sight glass here. It's down here. You can see. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can barely see it down there. And I normally just have my wife come hold the bike up for me real quick. But you could also maybe use a block of wood or something to hold it. It's just easier to have a lock out here and hold it. Alright, so I'm going to pour till I get to 16. Okay. Now that is at 16. Got my rag here. I'm going to just take my funnel out. And I'll set it on my, take my funnel out, set it on my rag, put my oil fill cap back in, and then I'm going to drop it. So I ran it for 3 minutes and now I've just got it on a block over there. That's pretty close to straight up and down, and you can see that I'm on the low side, but I'm still within proper oil levels. It's almost halfway. So on this bottle, let's do it in different lights. On this bottle, I'm looking at the ounces side there on the right. There's 32 ounces in a quart, so I'm at 16 ounces. That means I've put half the bottle in there. We're looking for 3.7. Right now we're at 3.5. So I did the math on that. 0.7 would be 22 point something ounces. Okay, and so we're at 16. So it looks like I can go down to the 12 mark, and that would put me at 20 ounces in, and that would be real close, but you might could go ahead and put a hair more in. I may put it just a hair under 12 and call it good, because as you can see, we're pretty much at the 3 minute mark after killing it, and that is actually good to go. Now, like I said, this isn't perfectly straight up and down. If I pulled it a little more this way, this would probably raise just a hair, but we're real close. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that extra 4 ounces in there and call it good. I'm gonna be real careful because it's on that block over there. It's not completely on its side. So put this back in there. Gonna do another 4 quarts. That'll get us to 20 ounces, which is almost 3.7. Okay, that's just a hair under 12. And I don't know if you can see the right there. We're just almost to the full mark. I'm gonna say that's good, and that's all I'm doing on this one.